This video is sponsored by Miniswap. Alright you lot, welcome back. It's been a little bit of time. Apologies for being a bit silent over the last week. I got ill again. The downside to having kids is that kids get ill all the time. Or at least mine do. And then they bring it home. And then I get it. And so here we are. But we're back. We're back in action. And today we're going to take a look at something that I flat out had no idea existed. See, I've been enjoying myself a bit of Warmachine recently, especially just the whole miniatures range is fantastic. There's a ton of variety, there's a ton of fresh new stuff that frankly I have never seen before, and stylistically it's very different to what I'm used to, and I'm continually trying to expand my miniatures horizons, so to speak. But there is stuff in Warmachine that I didn't even know was in Warmachine, and I was alerted to this fact because I went to check on their My Mini Factory page. Now, they put up a bunch of STLs for you to print at home, which is quite a bold and different move when it comes to a miniatures company, and I check it out occasionally. Every now and again, I see something that I like, I buy it, and I get printing. And this time, I just flat out didn't know what I was looking at. Because while Warmachine might have some, cartoony isn't the right word, stylistically I think it's very different to the vast majority of, say, Games Workshop products or Infinity or anything like that. There is something that I just wouldn't have called as being part of Warmachine as a whole, and it's things like this. The Slaughterhouse for the Grymkin. Now, apparently this is an older range of models that they have released on My Mini Factory, available as STLs, that... yeah, this is not part of, the current range. These are older miniatures that they now allow you to print at home. I flat out had no idea that this sort of thing was a thing in Warmachine. The stylistic approach to this is brilliant, and I absolutely love it. And as soon as I saw this, the Slaughterhouse, I was like, that's one of the coolest things I've seen for a while. It's sort of creepy, it's sort of dark, there's a little bit of menace going, well, there's quite a bit of menace going on because it looks like a haunted house that is walking towards you, and it seems to be actually reaching with those sort of tree limb arms. But at the same time, there's something very kind of cartoony about it. It feels like it's something that's straight out of an animation of some kind. I just didn't know this was a thing. And so I was like, well, okay, that's pretty cool. What else is there? And this whole range has just become a small obsession at this point. I'm wondering what to grab first, essentially, because it's not just the Slaughterhouse. There's also things like the Death Knell, which, again, has got whimsy and charm out the wazoo, so to speak, and I just really, really like this. It's just so far away from the, kind of steampunky, dieselpunky, magitech kind of mechs and stuff that I am more used to from Warmachine. This is just completely different to all of that. I think it's completely different to anything that is currently available to buy from the actual Warmachine site itself. I just was like, what the hell am I looking at? Look how fun this is. You've got your little Undertaker in the driving seat of this cart that has got deliberately, leaned in, sort of not offset wheels, where the alignment is off. He's got camber. He's got some camber on it. Full stance wagon? Don't think so. But just the fact that the wheels have got this kind of angle, you've got these horrific pink, kind of almost pig-like, with the way they're blowing the horns, the cheeks puffing out, and especially the top hat on the one and the bowler hat on the other. There is something, I think also just the colour they've been painted. There's something a little bit piggy about them. This whole set is just, I don't know, it is hitting a spot. It's kind of making me think of Moonstone. One of the things that I really like about the Moonstone stuff is that kind of more cartoony, exaggerated nature. It is the more kind of animated look to them, and it's something that is fairly unique to that. Another one is it Signum? Legends of Signum? That's another range that we should take a look at some point, but there's stylistic similarities. But again, I just didn't realise that this was a thing in Warmachine, and I just think this rules. It's kind of fun, it's kind of creepy, it has a very haunted house kind of aesthetic, I really, really like it. The thing is as well, whilst it is definitely stylized and whilst there is like less of a real approach to it, it still has something about it that feels actually, a bit dark. Like, I know, yes, we've got all the pumpkins and all of that stuff, and we do have little hats on the musicians that are walking along as the death knell cart trundles about, and sure, the guy who is sitting in the driver's seat is kind of cute in a weird way, but then that horse looks atrocious. Like, the horse looks absolutely knackered. It's got so many sores and undead bits with enough detail that you can clearly see what's going on with it. Things like the bell being cracked, just that little detail speaks of like decay and death in a way that other parts of the miniature don't. I don't know. I think there's a very fun kind of interpretation of stuff going on here. Overall, it's just a very cool little diorama style model. It's just hitting the spot. It's just really hitting the spot in, much the same way that the slaughterhouse is. Like, it is in a way kind of charming, but it is also fairly clearly a kind of sentient house. Like, you can't really get away from that. It looks like it has an angry expression. The fact it's got the planks over the porch that look like teeth. You've got all these body parts like chewed up and spat out the front. Hands clutching at gravestones. There's a lot of like actual kind of almost like folky horror stuff going on, but it's wrapped up in this sort of cute and adorable package that is nonetheless, you can definitely tell there's spooky stuff going on, Now, while the stuff that we're looking at today is on my mini factory and therefore is printable at home, you don't always want to print at home. Sometimes you want to pick up miniatures that are just physical, whether they be resin, metal, or plastic. And if you can do that, you probably want to take a look at Miniswap. Miniswap is the online marketplace for miniatures built by hobbyists for hobbyists. If you're sitting there daunted at the prospect of finally getting round to some of that stuff in your pile of potential that you don't really want anymore, that you're not really feeling anymore, there is a solution to this, and that is to move it on to someone who wants it. And you can do that via Miniswap. Likewise, if you're looking to pick something up for a new project or to expand an existing one, Miniswap is the place to go. You can find kits new in box, new on sprue, partially or fully assembled. If you're doing some kit bashing, you can go for some bits, and you can decide whether you want your stuff unpainted, stripped, maybe just base coated, or indeed all the way up to fully pro painted. One of the benefits of buying second hand is that you'll find stuff significantly cheaper than buying from Games Workshop or indeed from third party retailers. For instance, this Stormspeeder Hailstrike is available for £37 as opposed to £49.50. Now, we know that Miniswap supports Games Workshop products, but they have recently moved into supporting a whole lot of other stuff as well, including Warmachine. As you can see here, there is a significant list of newly supported manufacturers, not just for miniatures but for hobby supplies as well, which means that pretty much no matter what miniatures you're looking to pick up or are looking to shift on, you will be able to do so on Miniswap. If you sign up to Miniswap using my link in the description and the pinned comment down below, you will get 0% seller commission for the first 90 days and free shipping on your first order. Thank you very much to Miniswap for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to some weird Warmachine stuff. Alright, we've established at this point the Slaughterhouse and the Death Knell are both fantastic, but there's also things like Savannah Aga the Fate Keeper, which I'm assuming is some sort of Baba Yaga kind of nod. Or maybe that's just, it sounds slightly similar and I'm reading too much into it. I think it's that combined with the fact that we've got the creepy house. I just immediately went there. I mean, I see weird legs and that's where the brain goes. I really like this, but this one is such a weird mix of like the Warmachine that I'm kind of familiar with and the Warmachine that I didn't know existed. Like, this feels like such an odd collision of, yeah, it's like a big robot guy. It's a big mech dude sort of thing. But then we have this big, like, what's the name for it? Is it an orrery? Is that what it's called? The sort of interlocking rings that sort of mimic celestial stuff. We've got that sort of thing on the top of this odd hut where the lower floor is really short. The upper floor is like cartoonishly exaggerated. We've even got like the creepy witch's kind of chimney thing going on, but with iron piping from the engine of the mech that is carrying around the odd house. And it looks like the lantern is being carried by one of these little demon creatures. I realise it's not. It's attached to the front because the demon creature is sort of leaning on whatever it is. But for a second I was like, is that little fella just holding that? Is he just holding it whilst also taking a look using a telescope? Because that is wild. That is weird. That is wild. Just a small thing. Just a little thing for this. Just a tiny thing. The candles. The candles dripping over the edge of that little balustrade there. Love it. Absolutely love it. Like, it's just a small thing. But the wax dripping down, that is a solid, spooky, creepy look. And I absolutely love it. And I think they've nailed it. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. It's so good. Now, I will say at this point, you're probably thinking, why can't we see the other angles? There aren't any. This is the one thing that I don't like about the way this has been done. I think the models look fantastic. I think they look absolutely brilliant. I am borderline in love with several of them. But I'd love better angles. Like, this is the only picture that we get. This is it. You get the picture, and that's it. And I would really like to see more. Like, I'd like to see the back of this, the other side of it. I mean, Zavanna herself, archetypal, weird, creepy witch person. Really nicely done. Not particularly out there in terms of design. I will also say the crows sitting on that kind of mechanism on the top there. I love that too. That looks absolutely fantastic. Just the whole thing is like a, what if we did Baba Yaga, but we sort of went a bit diesely with it. And I just think that's very, very fun. It's very fun. It's very cool. I really like it a lot. It's a very odd mix. Like, that combination of all this industrial pipe work and then a couple of crows, like, sort of weird wooden doors that are deliberately scaled to be, like, bigger at the top and wider at the bottom. You've got these candles dripping down, this bit of cloth over the edge, a couple of ropes. It's such an odd mix of styles. And I think there maybe would have been a point in life where I'd have looked at it and gone, I'm not sure, it feels a bit messy. Now I just love the the audacity of marrying those ideas together and somehow making it look pretty damn good. I really like it. It's very, very fun. We also have the King of Nothing, which is brilliant. And I am actually going to buy this and print him because nothing to do with Warmachine, actually. Sorry, Steamforged. It's nothing to do with Warmachine. I'm going to use him in D&D because I immediately know a gleeful trickster full of japes absolutely tormenting the shit out of the party when I see one, and that is that guy. That is that guy. The mushrooms growing out of the tree look fantastic. The clothes being ragged and tattered and sewn back together, combined with the extremely fancy crown that is absolutely flawless, is so good. And the little, like, partially eaten apple rotting away, I mean, it's just so good. I think this is actually perfect. I genuinely love this, just so much. I just think it's really well done. Oh my god, hang on, I've just noticed the price though. $40. How big is he? The King of Nothing. How tall is the King of Nothing? Because that is... Oh, that's... $40 for one STL of indeterminate size? I don't know how big he is. If he's really, really tall, like if this is scaled in a way that I'm not immediately recognising, that's one thing. But, oh boy. 25mm. Eesh. Ooh, okay. That's kind of rough. Now, hang on. What are the prices on the others? Oh dear. 80 for Savannah, 80 for the Death Knell, and 80 for Slaughterhouse. That's it. I'm just gonna come out and say it. That's too steep. That is too steep. Like, I think that is properly a bit much for something you're going to print once. Like, unless you are printing them... I was going to say printing them and selling them, but it's not a merchant's license, so you can't do that. That is a lot for a one-use STL. I'm just wondering, of the other STL makers that I really like, do any of them have anything that are that pricey? I'm immediately going to Best Jarm Games because we know I love Best Jarm Games. You know that it's the case. There's going to be a video on their latest release probably this week. But I'm not sure about that one, guys. I'm not sure about that one. I think if we're going to be releasing stuff that isn't available physically, I like the idea of it. I don't know that $80 is going to draw people in to grabbing those and printing them. I may be totally wrong. I could be totally off my face here. You could be sitting here like listening to this and going, well, as someone who's loved this for ages, and I mean, I had a look on the website. They are not available as physical miniatures. You might be sitting there going, well, actually, I think you'll find I would absolutely pay that. That's totally fine. For someone not as heavily invested in that universe and who is only now like dipping their toe in, that is a hefty chunk of change for a single STL. For a 25mm base, that is a lot. That's a lot. Okay, let's just have a quick look. I mean, I'm immediately like, well, the example that I was thinking of, you know, Best Jarm Games, the ones that I print so much of, there's an entire collection of one of their releases here, which is $30. I mean, that's yeah, that's a real shame. This guy is really big, and he is $15. I know he's a chunky lad. So that is, yeah, okay, all right. That's kind of a shame. I'm not going to lie, that's kind of a shame, because I think that's too much. And I think that will really hamper just how many people want to pick this stuff up. Because I was 100% on board for picking up the King of Nothing here, because the King of Nothing was absolutely fantastic. But I am also pretty certain that I could find something for less than that would have a similar vibe, similar feel. Chances are I could find something that I wouldn't have to print myself for that. This is the other thing. These are STLs. These aren't physical models. You're not printing this and then sending it to me. I'm printing it at home. And that's quite... I feel like that's quite a lot. You'll have to let me know what you think in the comments. I'm not sure about that one, but we'll see. We'll see what the consensus is. And then again, see... Okay, so we've got the command starter. This is $60. Not 600, 60. And there are a good number of miniatures in this, some of which presumably are bigger and all the same size as the King of Nothing. It feels like it's been approached as a kind of, well, the King of Nothing is an HQ and therefore you only need one, therefore you should pay more, which is something commonly done with physical miniatures, and I guess to STLs to an extent, to be fair, but the price discrepancy on that is kind of extreme. Alright, I'm not going to keep going on about it, but my gut feeling is that, yeah, those bigger miniatures, the $80 price tag is a bit much. For the King of Nothing, the $40 price tag is way too much. But then it's kind of confusing in terms of how they've decided what to price stuff by the fact that when you look at the command starter, $60 for quite a few miniatures. Or quite a few STLs, at least. That, again, just a reminder, you're printing at home. They do look good, though. They do look good. I like the little Red Riding Hood kind of feel of this. And then the big, well, not really a wolf, is it? What even? I don't really know what to describe that as. That's the feeling that it gives. It gives kind of Little Red Riding Hood, but is teamed up with the wolf. But in this situation, the wolf is some sort of giganto... Like, I don't... What is the face on that thing? The horns are throwing me. The horns I don't think are actually on the animal, but maybe they are. The vein work is crazy on that guy. The veins and the scar. What the hell is this? So this is skin and moans. Good grief. That's horrible. That is actually genuinely awful. I like it a lot. But, oh, they've done a good job. They've done a good job on all the interconnected sewn bits of skin there. It's all stretched across the face. What the hell? Ugh. Oh, man, what? That's genuinely taking me by surprise. That's horrific. I love it, but it's horrific. The faces that are stretched, and you can still see the nose and gross. Very well done. Character Murder Crow unit. Odd name. Character Murder Crow. Do we need character at the start? Whatever. These guys, again, are kind of cool. I like the masks. The masks are very fun. The armor's quite nice. Again, the stitching on the cloaks, very big, very chunky. I like that a lot. The whole, like, bladed hand thing is a very nice look. That's very fun. The Twilight Sister. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We've got some proper witchy archetypes. Like that a lot. I love just a stereotypical witch. I just do. I'm sorry. It's timeless. It never goes out of fashion. Big old pointy hat with a wide brim. The cauldron with all the tentacles and weird stuff poking out. It's just very nicely done. Just very nicely done. And of course the younger, more beguiling one. You don't want to drink out of that chalice. You just don't want to. It's going to end up bad for you. And then Witchwood. I mean, again, that's not exactly the most subtle miniature I've ever seen out of the front. But again, the spooky tree behind, really fun. Really fun mix of bit spooky, bit creepy, bit horrifying. I mean, those really do look like actual teeth. But still a little bit stylistic, a little bit cartoony. I just like it a lot. But yeah, the lass out front, there's no subtext there. There's no subtext. We don't need to get into it. There's nothing. See, this is all right. This is a decent group. I quite like this. Got some big chunky lads in there. Good variety of miniatures. Maybe a little bit on the higher side than some of the stuff that I'm used to, but it's not atrocious, the price for all that. And then we've got the battle group box as well. See, again, this is now... But then again, this is now $50, which is only 10 less than this. But the miniature count and overall size, the disparity is just throwing me. It feels like the prices are just random as hell. The Wanderer is very cool. I like the Wanderer a lot. The bases, all the kind of runes on the bases, those are neat. Those are great. That is just horrific. The Frightmare, I love it, but it's gross and awful. The limbs are really elongated. The mouth out of the mouth is just what the hell is that? What? And why is it a horse going to like a troll going to like an elf? It's not even animals all the way down. It's worse than that. It's way worse. Also, they've painted the legs to be all raw, like on the inner thigh. What is happening? Why is it so... Oh, God. I mean, this lad is just a big, scary, strong lad with a couple of cages. This isn't actually that scary. It isn't even that freaky. Just a big lad carrying prisoners. You know? It's fine. It's fine. Compared to that, this is nothing. Absolutely nothing to me. Does look good. Does look good, though. I do like him. The Cage Rager. Why is he raging? He's not in a cage. He's got nothing to complain about. He's just carrying it. Let's face it, he's got the legs for it. This is a guy who has never skipped leg day. And also presumably eats 18,000 calories a day as well. Finally, there's the core expansion as well. And we've got a nice mix of lads here. The Heretic. Oh, you know what? This is the first one where I'm just like, just looks sort of generic kind of chaosy, evilly wizardy. It's fine. I mean, I'm holding up what looks like his own face, but flesh coloured when his face is... I mean, that's creepy. I'll give him that. That's kind of off. But the rest is... Yeah, there's been too much cool stuff. I'm just saying. The rest of it has been so out there that he's just whatever. Lady Cariana Rose, however, with her little satchel of weird imp freaks, her crow screaming down her ear, the hat is excellent. I quite like this. This is again, this has got a lot of character. This is the thing. This doesn't have a lot of character. This feels generic as hell. This, however, doesn't. I like this a lot. She's good. She can stay. Then we've got the Hollow Holden. Oh, well, not the Hollow Holden, just Hollow Holden. That is a very cool gun. No further notes. No, I do really like this. The gun is excellent. The stock of the gun just being like a tree branch, that's cool. That is cool. I think he's dead, isn't he? He looks dead. I mean, his legs rotted away. He's got a weird imp creature on his head with an excellent hat. Like that a lot. The goggles being broken in one lens is a nice touch. Yeah, it's good. It's good. We've also got the Hollow Men. Yeah, they're definitely corpses. They're definitely corpses. I do like the aesthetic on these, though. I do like that. That is a very fun aesthetic. The sort of shininess and completeness of the weapons and parts of the armour is kind of at odds with some of the torn parts of the cloaks and the poses as well. A couple of the poses look properly, decaying, which is a very nice touch. Nice variety of hats as well. Just a small thing, but it's nice to see a variety of hats. The Gorehound would be weird if we hadn't seen the horse with the head of a troll coming out of its mouth, with the head of a elf coming out of the mouth of the troll. It's fine. It's fine. Weird tongue, but that's about it. It's fine. This guy, the Grave Ghoul, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I love a Gravedigger. Absolutely love a Gravedigger. They've got to have the hat. They've got to have the hat. They've got to have the scarf. They've got to have the long coat. It has all of those, therefore 10 out of 10. The shovel looks amazing, really like that. The rope around the shins there is very nice, and the body's wrapped in shrouds and then tied up is excellent. Like him a lot. Lovely work. Wow. That's a lot of big iron spikes in that dude's back. That's Edward Scissorhands really had a terrible time of it in the end, didn't he? Jesus. That's horrible. That's genuinely horrible. I like it. I like it a lot. The chain across the face, just the eye sort of peeking out. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff. And the Lantern Men. Oh, those are great. Oh, those are fantastic. I don't know that they're available just as a separate thing, which is a real shame, because a lot of the stuff in this box I don't know that I would necessarily go for. But these guys have got something. I mean, to be fair, the way they've been painted, with the lantern casting the light, that's lovely. That's really nice. I like that a lot. But I really like these guys. They are absolutely solid. The poses are great. The lanterns look fantastic. Sort of gnarled nature of the staffs they're holding. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Love them. Love them. And then we've got Isaiah the Dread Harvester. Oh my God. We've got more mouth out of mouth nonsense. I'm going to say the sinew and bone part of the horse is not the best. I don't know how old some of these miniatures are. From just a quick scan of the comments on a couple, it was like, oh, you're providing these for printing, like the older stuff. That's great. So I'm assuming these are older overall. I don't think I've ever seen a guy with a pumpkin head be that absolutely shredded. Like, the muscle definition on that is ridiculous. But he's got the head of a pumpkin. What is going on? Feels weirdly horny. I don't know how else to put it. But then, the guy seems weirdly horny, but then the steed is absolutely atrocious. There's a guy's head coming out of the mouth of the horse, but then there's a pumpkin coming out of the guy's mouth. Oh, why? Awful. Absolutely awful. And then the dread rots. Now, are the pumpkins just helmets? Or are they... No, I think the pumpkins are their actual heads, aren't they? I think the pumpkins are their actual heads. They've got to be. They've got to be. They've got all pink glow coming out of the mouth and the eyes. Oh, I like them. I like them, though. I like them. They're good. They're good. I think that's quite a fun set of miniatures, honestly. That's quite a fun set. So there you go. That is my random discovery of the day, which I'm sure a lot of you Warmachine players are going to be like, yes, we've known about this for ages. But you got to remember, I'm a stranger in these lands. I'm only just starting to find my feet in the whole range of Warmachine stuff, and it just took me by surprise. Which I like being taken by surprise by cool stuff, because it means I've discovered something fun and new to me. So, yeah. Again, thank you to Miniswap for sponsoring the video. You can find them using the link in the description and the pinned comment down below. Thank you very much for watching, and let me know what you think about the whole pricing side of that as well. I have a few preferred places I go to for buying STLs, or at least STL makers. Obviously, I mentioned Bestiarium Games, but there's a couple of others as well that I kind of go to before anyone else. And so I think the wider aspect of STL pricing, I'm not really that like well versed on, because I have a fairly like not limited pool. I will buy stuff from other places when I see stuff that's cool and fun that I like, but I've got my finger on the pulse of it. I'm not constantly printing all the time. So yeah, I'd be curious to know what those of you who have more experience in printing full armies or for full other games or just other STL makers, just let me know what you think in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things, and I'll see you for the next one.